Hi everyone, welcome back to Delgado Manor. And yes, I just posted a video sharing with you that we did lose our fur baby Charlotte Petunia yesterday, and it has been really hard, and you can see the wear and tear. I mean, it's been devastating. And Oscar and I, that was our fur baby girl. And prior to everything that happened last week, we had decided during spring break that we were going to take our first trip out of state. So we decided after all of this that we're going to go ahead and go out of state. We want to celebrate, Charlotte's memory, by this little trip that we planned. And of course, we still have our other fur baby trooper. So what we decided to do today is spend a little time outside getting some fresh air and not be at home, crying on the couch, which is what we've been kind of doing for, several days now. So Oscar is going to upgrade our step tread covers. And currently, right now, we have these step treads. And you can see that this bottom step, that the step treads are very narrow. And we are upgrading to a much larger step tread cover by a company from Morryde. And if you could take a look, this is the first step tread cover, and this will go on the very first step. Again, step tread covers from a company called Morryde, and I will work on taking or getting the link for you so you can take a look at this product yourself. So right now, as we speak, we have Oscar working on changing them right now. And let's take a look at what he's doing, and maybe he can share a little bit of his process on changing these step tread covers. Honey, you are on.
Okay, so what we got going here is, I'm sure Jesse already showed you, this is what we started with. And these steps, especially when it's wet outside, these are really hard to get a good step on with regardless of what kind of shoe you're wearing. And since this is aluminum, you can easily slip right off of it and hurt yourself. So to prevent that, we decided to go and change it. And I know Jess already showed you the upgrade, which what I did so far on this top shelf was remove the strip. Now, what they said is that to use like a razor blade. And what I used to make it simpler, I'm sure most people have one of these, this is the same kind of tool you would use to remove your registration sticker from your windshield, or any kind of sticker you have on a windshield. Right, which has a razor blade. And all you have to do really is start on one end, right, and get it underneath the corner, kind of like what I'm doing here. And it did say on the instructions it works better when you heat it up, obviously because of the glue. Right, so it is kind of scratching a little bit of the aluminum, but I don't care because that's going to get covered up anyway. And once you kind of get it started, just slowly, pull it back a little bit. Don't try to rip the whole thing off, because then this thing's going to tear apart. So just take it real slow. You can see I'm probably pulling it back maybe about an inch and a half. You can see right so far so good, right, that it's all one piece so far. So I'm just kind of pulling it back. Okay, and there we go. We got the whole thing, one shot, one kill. All right. Now, of course, afterwards you got to clean the step. So one of the things they suggested was use alcohol to basically clean all the glue off, which you can't. You can use that. What I'm using today is called Goof Off. Right. This is a common tool or stuff that people use that help remove tar, asphalt, adhesive, glue, dried latex paint, whatever the case might be. Right, and all I'm going to do now is take this and spray it everywhere. And again, you want to focus where the strip was to make sure there's no glue there. Not to mention, you want to make sure the step is good and clean, from dirt and whatever kind of buildup you might have from use. And it's going to take a little elbow grease. All right, just to make sure that you got whatever you got on here, especially any kind of glue that's on the step. So I'm going to ask Jesse to pause right now while I finish this step, and we'll come right back. Welcome back to Delgado Manor. Okay, as you can see, we got the other two steps cleaned off. Of course, it's never going to be perfect because it's been used and all that, but it's okay. As you can see, we already got one up here already, and it worked out pretty well. So the one thing that the instructions did tell you, which I already had done, is when you first open the package, before you do anything, just set the plate that you want to, whichever step it might be, just to make sure it's the right fit, okay? So that way it makes you have the right size material. And from Morryde, they got different sizes too, so make sure that you're measuring your step before you actually purchase to get the right product. Okay, so let's go ahead and put on the second step. So this is real simple. You know, Jesse's Miss Arts and Crafts, so this is something that's right up her alley. All you have to do is got this adhesive on the back, pull it back, make sure you got Morryde or the tag up on front, or if you want it upside down, that's up to you. Personally, I'm type A, former Army, so guess what? It's going to be right side up to me. All right, so all we're going to do is, you can see this top line up here, that's our mark, right? And this will be all the way towards the bottom. So we're just going to get it kind of set in place. We'll hold down one end, pull out the paper from underneath, kind of press it down initially, right? Make sure I get as best I can as far as where I want it. It kind of came out a little crooked, so it's kind of, again, type A. All those type A viewers out there, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. And actually, I'm going to go a little above the groove, since this is kind of hanging over a little bit. Yeah, make sure whatever cleaner you use on the step, it's fully, you know, evaporated away, like alcohol or the case might be. So that way, when you do this, you don't have any chemical underneath it that's still wet. Okay, I think that's pretty good right there. Now I'm just going to kind of press on initially. And what we kind of learned was that figuring out how we can get this a little bit, make sure the adhesive is sticking onto the step pretty well, is I'm using the tool I used earlier. And you can use this, a screwdriver, whatever case might be, and I'm going to use the handle. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub it across it, and you can hear the air coming out from underneath, air bubbles. And in better light, you would see that right now, you can see the depression and the rises from the steps and the grooves that's already on the step. And that's kind of telling me that with the pressure I'm using, which is quite a bit, nothing too much. I mean, you don't have to put no 500 pounds of pressure or anything like that. Just enough to where you can hear the bubbles come out, just kind of go back and forth. And then, you know, on the end, you know, just kind of take your hand and just kind of press it along the sides there. So you get a good stick. Same thing on the ends. Maybe use your finger on here on the ends. That's okay. And you can tell the difference from this side to this side. This is nice and smooth. I mean, you don't see the grooves, but you can see grooves here. I don't know if Jesse can get that with the camera or not. Why don't you come on this side, honey, because you might be able to see it better. So, but you guys get the point. So nothing too complicated, nothing too hard, but it does take a little bit of an effort. Like anything in life, it just takes a little bit of an effort. And kind of keep going on this side. And what I figured just by looking at this product, after time, of course, I'm sure you're going to want to replace these. So these seem like these would be real easy to take up, clean off the step again, and replace it as what you would like. So I'm just going to continue doing it with this step like I was doing on the other side. It's not rocket science, but if you happen to be a rocket scientist, then this would be real easy for you. Ideally. If you're not, that's okay, because I'm not. Gonna go a little bit more. I think this one's done. You know, and at the end, I'm just kind of feeling the edges to make sure I got good adhesion from the material onto the step. And this feels pretty good. And of course, over time, as you use it and step on it, that's going to and kind of with your weight, kind of push it down a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to do this last step, and I'm sure Jesse's going to show you the final product when it's all said and done. So just give us a few minutes, and I'll get the last step on here in a minute.
No.
Okay, ta-da! It's all done. We got all 3 steps on here. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. We'll see how this works out, and for now, thanks for hanging out with us, and y'all have a blessed day. Thanks for coming by, saying hi, or saying hello to Delgado Manor. Have a good one.